Do it to it, honey.
We are live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Saturday morning here in the Philippines, around 8 a.m. Thanks for the 2 million people in the house right now. Let me bring up the comments, see what we got going on. Today, we're going to be talking about animes here. Larice Jusset, Charmaine, welcome. I saw Rider Adventure checking in a little bit earlier, maybe in the BG. I saw Rider Adventure. I saw James hanging around saying hello. Thanks for everybody that's in the chat. I appreciate it. So today we're going to be talking about the future of YouTube and how this came about as I've been watching these YouTube channels. And so I've been noticing that they keep increasing the number of videos that they've been posting. They're cranking them out. They're cranking them out, like 3, 4, 5 times per week, when before they were only posting 1 or posting 2. And I said previously on this channel that YouTube views they just tanked. They tanked in the month of August. And we're going to talk a little bit about that to see if that is our future. We're coming into Christmas season. They're going to be hitting the commercials hard for YouTube coming in September, October, November, all the way up till Christmas Day. That means there'll be ads galore every place, right? Tim Desiak is in the house. Hey, Tim, how's it going? Crystal's Adventure is here. Larry Lee is here. See, so, of course, it's only Dan's observation. This is how I came to the conclusion. I just started watching the channels and then started seeing that we're being bombarded with videos. And like I said, I started looking at view count, and I was like, man, they're really depressed. Is anybody not going on to YouTube any longer? Is YouTube happen? And then, of course, that caused me to investigate, and I uncovered some Google misrepresentations, I guess. They weren't exactly lies. They were the truth, but they had a headline story about advertising revenue. Google is up, YouTube is down, and so they're playing up the fact that the Google revenue stream is up, but the YouTube ad revenue is in the basement, down by 2.5 or 3%. So Jerry's here. Jerry, I call South Texas home. Charmaine is in the house. Thank you. Welcome for being here. Mike, married to a beautiful woman. Rubylicious is here. Is that Rubylicious? No, that's Rider Adventure. My eyesight is going. So let me talk about it a little bit more. But before I do, I want to share something that happened to Mammy and I that I messed up. I videotaped this whole thing, and then it ended up being video failure, and I'll tell you how it happened. You see this thing here? You see the little Gucci thing right here? Well, when I'm using my remote mic, it hangs right here. And so what ends up happening is I'm walking, it goes like this, click, click, click. And I forgot to remove this. I forgot to put it in the back so it wouldn't click against my audio, against my remote mic. And so basically it destroyed the video. But let me tell you about it, because it's kind of exciting. So folks, I don't know if you know it or not. I'm going to share with you. Let me fill up my coffee cup here so I have a little bit of motivation to tell a story. But as I talk about consumerism coming to the Philippines and coming big time, because the Philippines is the promised land for the big international corporations like Hershey's, Lay's, Potato Chips, and others. We have a huge conglomerate coming in here and putting up supplement and organic vitamin stores and all this other stuff. And so one just opened up about a month ago in Ayala Mall. So I ventured in there to take a look around to see if, see what was going on. They have everything you need in there. They got organic oats. They got organic rice. They got poison-free soda. They got all this stuff, right? They got everything you want in there, Anime. And but at a cost, very, very expensive. I mean, who's buying this stuff, right? So this is what I observed by going into this big natural food cooperative. It's very, very large. And you have a whole bunch of sales staff walking around, right, trying to jam you up they see you pick up a bottle of this or a bottle of that, they're going to want to sell it to you. But the prices are outrageous. It kind of reminded me of when they started showing up in the United States 30 years ago or so. And you go into the vitamin store, and a little tiny bottle of vitamin C supplements was going to cost you $40, right? So if you wanted the vitamin C, you didn't want to eat an orange. Then what you'd end up with is paying $40 for vitamin C tablets. Some people in the chat, they remember those days, and they probably laughed. They found different ways of getting their vitamins. How about eating an orange as opposed to paying $40 for vitamin C supplements? So it's that kind of a play. So I noticed this. This is kind of funny. They're doing the same thing that we used to do back in the day, right? Or we still do. So we'll go up, we'll check the brand of, and I actually had a conversation with the manager when they first opened. I said, your enemy is going to be Amazon. And she said to me, what are you talking about? I go, they're going to come in here and they're going to get the product name, and they're going to go on their phone, and they're going to find the best price or the cheapest price for the product. And then they'll stand here and actually place the order right in front of you without picking the product up from the shelf. She goes, oh, no, that's not going to happen. It's customer service. It's customer service that's the big deal, right? So let's see. Mike says, I would never take a vitamin supplement. Okay, a lot of people do. It's a multi-bazillion-dollar business. Billions and billions and billions of dollars are being spent. Minnie O is in the house every single year on vitamins. Somebody in here takes vitamin supplements. I am almost sure of it. Maybe Tim Desiak's the one. Well, anyway, all right. So they a lot of doctors at the time were feeling challenged by this. Minnie O's here, and so they would say that the supplements that you take are expensive urine, but they seem to have backed off those types of statements as they discover that they actually do help some people get the nutrients that they need. So, okay, Tim doesn't buy vitamins either. All right, so I saw a few people spending $100 for this and $100 for that, and I was like, $100 for, CoQ10 or whatever it's called, right? For a bottle of 100 tablets, $1 a tablet. American money, 5,000 pesos for one bottle of CoQ10. And I was like, now why was I in there? It's because I was looking for turmeric powder. And I figure, what's turmeric? Turmeric is all over the place. Couldn't possibly cost you $100 for turmeric powder. So I went running through there looking for turmeric powder. I was just going to grab a bag and go, right? And then I saw the price and I go, holy smokes, I'm going to have to sell something in order to afford this turmeric. So I grabbed my phone just like everybody else, and I looked for the Indian spice store near me. So this is all a true story. I have it all in video. Unfortunately, you can't hear it because my sound is going click, 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 click. It's like I'm playing a game of dominoes. I do apologize. I tried to salvage it, but I wasn't able to salvage it. Mike is saying, if we eat fruits and vegetables, we should not need vitamins. Well, If you eat organic fruits and vegetables, if you're eating stuff, if you're here in the Philippines, you're fine, of course, because they don't know much about pesticides. But if you're near, if you're near an industrial farm, you're going to be getting a whole lot more than vitamins. You'll be getting stuff that fries your liver, most likely. Good morning from the Philippines, Jaylin. Good afternoon, good evening to everyone else all over the world, spread throughout the West. Looks like I don't have many friends from California in here right now. But anyway, okay, so let's talk a little bit more about that. So I'm explaining to many, this is just, turmeric should be pennies. It should be pennies per ounce, not hundreds of dollars per kilo. I said, we got to go in search of the turmeric, And so, of course, Minnie, she rolls her eyes at me like, okay, we're on a mission. Yes, a mission from God. Why do you need turmeric? You need turmeric because I drink turmeric tea every day, and I left my turmeric sitting on the coffee table at home. I usually will carry a small bottle of turmeric in a salt shaker, and wherever we go, let's say we eat out and we have a soup or we have a nice lechon baboy, or we have a little bit of something Filipino stew, I will take some of the turmeric and I'll sprinkle it in my meal, and I like the taste of turmeric, just like I like the taste of curry. And so I figure, well, we're going to outsmart everybody, as Dan likes to do. A little Dan joke there. Ronaldina's here. Fuentes. My cousins are Fuentes. I probably mentioned that 2 or 3 or 10 or 15 times. Smash is in the house. Smash it. All right. So now there's a lot of smash and grabs going on, by the way, in Sacramento, California. They go into the Macy's and they grab all the high-priced jewelry and they run out of they do a concerted effort on social media. Hey, we're going to be doing a smash and grab at Macy's at 6 p.m. Don't be late. And then everybody shows up. They go into the store and they grab as much crap as they can. Coach and Michael Kors and expensive jewelry, and they all run out of the store at the same time. By the time the cops get there, it's all over with. They've lost tens of thousands of dollars in merchandise. And that's what's going on in beautiful Sacramento, California. Des is here. I didn't see Des. I missed her. All right. So welcome. 6 million people are hanging with us. I know it's starting to become a very boring story. Let me get through it. So anyway, I look on my app. Well, we have to find the Indian spice store. So it turns out it's a retail store, but it's more to serve the wholesale restaurant clients. It's to support the Indian restaurants in the area. But I go, so we end up, I said, looks like it's relatively close to IT Park, but where it actually turned out to be, according to my app. So we start heading over there. We said, hey, I'm going to go get a $2 box of turmeric from the Indian store. I think I said it a little bit too loud. I'm not paying this outrageous price for turmeric, right? All around the world, theft is exploding. And it's starting to happen here also in the Philippines, Mike. And it's very, very concerning. And so therefore, I don't carry my stuff around if I can help it. I try and leave my cell phone, my camera, if I'm not vlogging. I try and leave all that stuff at home. By the way, I ran into 2 or 3 very famous vloggers. Their channels I don't watch, and so I can't remember their names. But there's one guy who's in Cebu, an American, right? He gets like 300,000 views every time he posts a video. And I walked past them, and he was carrying all of his equipment. He was carrying his bag that had all of his gears. And, I kind of looked at him and acknowledged him, kind of went like this, hey, how's it going? And then so I had that happen. And I had one guy stare at me. I had one guy who got frozen for a couple seconds. So that happened yesterday. as Minnie and I were on this journey to find turmeric. Yeah. Lots of stores in Canada hiring guards. Armed guards, Mike? Are they armed guards? Do they have permission to shoot to kill? Because that's the only way you're going to be able to stop this from happening. Yeah. Jean Gard is here. Thanks, 10 million people in the house for honoring me. Oh, by the way, we're going to stuff the pig in a minute. We also are going to draw today. Man, Minnie's over here wearing her little boy shorts and her crop top. Let's see. Finish the story off. So now it turns out that it was in between Ayala and IT Park. For those of you that know Cebu, so you got Ayala over here, you got IT Park over here, and I could have come. I guess had I started walking from Ayala, we would have been a little bit closer to where the action was, where the actual wholesale store is, right, or the wholesale Indian spice shop. Mike is saying no armed guards, and so we don't believe in guns. Well, that's your problem there in Canada. Only the criminals have guns. That's a little Canadian joke there, Mike. I'm just fooling around with you. All right. All right. The rest of the story is we got the app, and I see that I already messed up. We went to IT Park, and this was, listen, 2 events. We're at Ayala, we came back, then we headed over to IT Park. Unfortunately, many people are thieves. They can't afford the prices for the products. Well, you certainly couldn't afford it in this particular health food store, and this is the reason why they have armed guards at the door. And they will shoot to kill if you go running out with something. So you don't do that in the Philippines. Anyway, I haven't seen any semi-automatic weapons yet, but I have seen a few rifles that the Brinks guys carry. So anyway, we in Mexico, only the military and cartels carry guns. That's right. At least you know who you're dealing with. Yeah, the military is synonymous with cartel. Am I right about that, Jerry? In some cases. Yeah. So in other words, yeah, they got a pretty good system going on there. So I like it. That's why I always feel safe in Mexico. You know who you're dealing with all the time. By the way, don't you try and enter Mexico or leave Mexico with a weapon, because you'll be thrown behind bars, and and then you'll never be seen or heard from again. Yeah. Let's see. So Mike said, sorry, Dan, but I don't know what he's apologizing for. So let's see. So anyway, we did find the store. It was only a 10-minute or a 15-minute walk, and God knows I need the exercise, but I also need the turmeric, because I'm used to drinking the tea every day, and I'll miss it. And I know the powerful benefits of the turmeric, right? So more like politicians, cartels bribe the politicians. It all works. It all works down there, Jerry. So I feel comfortable and safe in that environment. Anywho, we found it. So we found a big, huge box. I have the package here someplace. I have to seal it up. You know, turmeric, you have to keep it dry. So I made sure I put it in the proper container and all that stuff. So we were able to find it for, it was a little bit expensive. It's probably, but I ended up getting a year's supply, because they have it. Like I said, it's a commercial, wholesale establishment. So I go in there, and they don't have time for me. Everybody is, everybody is in a hurry. They got to get to the restaurants. They got to get the doors open. They got to get the turmeric. Let's see. If it's a need like food, it's wrong. But cell phones, gold, shoes. If it's a need like food, it's wrong. But cell phones, gold, shoes, purses. Mac Daddy's in the house. Edward D. Beck is here. So anyway, long story short, yeah, it's already been too long of a story. 30 minutes long so far. 20 minutes long so far. We found it. LV, 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 LV. Behave yourself. LV, LV. Control yourself, LV. Good morning, Des. Uh, I like to. That is true. I like to show the sign "Guns and Ammunition Prohibited in Mexico" when I make my walk into Mexico. Having that gives you prison time. That's right. Exactly right. Okay, so we found it, and we found it for a lifetime supply of turmeric, which I'll probably forget here when we leave, for 250 pesos, $5 American, and they wanted hella money for the turmeric. I can't even remember. It was so ridiculous that I just was like, they got Indian spice stores here in the Philippines someplace. This store was beautiful, and I'm glad Mamini and I went there because Moel was here. Because you know, LV, not Mike's Asawa, is here. Because you get a lifetime supply for 250 pesos, a little less than $5, all that I'll ever need for the next year. Half a pound or 1 pound of turmeric, 16 ounces, and everything else you need in there if you want all natural spices. Not the fake stuff. They have the real cinnamon. They got the real curry powder. They got the real turmeric. I went looking around the place. I love it. And so we're so happy we found it because now we know where to go in order to get those spices. For those of you who want to know, my son is doing much better after dental surgery. More days, maybe a week. He'll be back to himself. That's good. I hate going through all that. I hated it. All right, I still have one or two of my wisdom teeth that didn't cause any kind of problem. So that's a good thing. I didn't have to have those taken out. Four, they like to take all four out at the same time. I said, no, I could give up two. I could give up two today. Thank you very much. Let's see. Anime, Aurora Vlogs, a Rare Vlogs is here. All right. So now let's move on to the YouTube stuff, right? So I've been communicating for the longest time. I've been saying that YouTube is not, it could be one of your income streams, but most likely a better way of doing it is not to rely on YouTube for your income, not your main source of income, because YouTube ad revenues and views are starting to tank. I mean, you might not think that a 3% decline in ad revenue is a big deal, but it is a very big deal, especially coming into the Christmas season here in the Philippines, where most people don't have money to do the usual gift buying. They're relying a lot upon the money that remittance will provide for them to get through the Christmas season. So if you have a relative that is overseas and they were remitting money, to the family, you're probably going to be in good shape. You'll probably be able to get out there and buy a few things. I think most people will struggle even to be able to put together a regular, just the traditional Christmas dinner or the fixings and celebrations that happen here in the Philippines during this time of the year. Yeah, I'm thinking that people will be struggling in order to do that. So ad revenues are down, and guess who came on? Guess who came on to talk about it, right? The person who came on to complain about it is the one who you least expect would complain about it. Who knows who that is? I don't know if you know Tim K and Chrissy K. He did a live stream yesterday, or within the last 24 hours anyway. And good morning, Alien Cruz. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. 12 million people in the house. And he started complaining about it, saying, I hit the skids in August. I hit the skids. And he talks about how he had to go and hire somebody to help revive his channel, that his channel is tanking. We're talking about Tim K here. We're talking about Tim K. Let's see, money from YouTube. What's that? Who makes money on YouTube? Not me for sure. Yeah, and I know what they sent me a breakdown of if you join YouTube, here's your guesstimated revenue stream. And it was like $130 per month. I'm just being honest with you. You know, 130 might represent a lot of money for people in the Philippines. So you want to do it if you're making that kind of money. You want to keep the machine going for as long as you can. Nicole is in the house. Thank you for liking and sharing. Mildred is here. Thanks so much for taking your time to be here. I really appreciate it. Time is valuable, especially if you're in the Philippines at 8 a.m. in the morning. So he was complaining. He actually got in there and he said, we're tanking. We tanked. I panicked. We tanked. Go watch his live stream. And then he had to go back and hire an expert, a marketing expert, in order to revive his channel. He actually admitted it in the live stream. When Tim K does that, that's validity that this is happening in my mind's eye. But I did it through observation. I came to the conclusion through observation. So you look at regular guy and how he's posting video after video after video. Here's a guy who is making his entire living, has told us that he has anyway, is making his entire living off of YouTube. And if he doesn't have that income, he's going to have to go back and start teaching in South Korea again. And my advice to him is sharpen your pens and pencils and get the chalkboard ready. I know that sounds mean, but I'm just being pragmatic. I'm just being realistic. You'd make 115 more than me. 130 sounds like a lot of money, right? It actually is. I apologize. It actually is a lot of money. But there are consequences for me if I end up doing that. It's too much of a headache. And so let me pour the rest of the coffee into my cup here that I have. Yeah, I know. I'm buzzing along. Real good. So Tim K validates he validates what I'm, the conclusion I came to and starting to tank. Yeah, you're here because I'm giving away. One day I might give away a Toyota, a little tiny matchbook. What do they call it? A Hot Wheels Toyota. That might be in somebody's Christmas stocking as a joke. But actually, if you've got a little bit of money and you could buy a little Hot Wheels Toyota 4x4, that's kind of like a nice Christmas present, right? So Tim is saying, I doubt that I will ever make enough money from YouTube to cover my expenses. Yeah, I know, and a lot of people don't understand that. Of course, I have giveaways, and that's my approach. But to get views. But a lot of people have giveaways. I mean, just about everybody in this channel in the Philippines I've seen do a giveaway. And so they have duck races, and they have bingo, and they have all kinds of things, and they have LV talking about bananas. LV. The guys love it. The guys love it. Well, you'll probably find a full-size Toyota that you could afford at the auction house, Edward D. Beck. So, besides that, Edward, since you're in the car business, you're ineligible to participate in the drawing. Angel Ramirez here from Antique Province in the Philippines. Welcome. 130 would be a big help if you get it from YouTube. And so now, if I were in the Philippines, I know that some of you are thinking this way. Yeah, you're ineligible. That's right, Edward D. Beck. You're in the car business. Yeah, you can't participate. All right, but here's the thing. Folks, 18 million people are in the house. Let me discuss something with you. The way that I would do it if I were in the Philippines, I'm here in the Philippines. I got to make money. Is not through YouTube views and ad revenue. I would be posting my Gcash account. I would be posting my PayPal account. I would not be shy about letting people know at all that gifts and gratuities are not only welcome, they are needed. I would just say it like that. And I appreciate it. And so what you'll do is you'll get guys from the West that are going to send money, and all you need is 100 different people sending you $10. $10 every single month, and your whole life is going to change. James is in the house. Hi, James from Sacramento. Are you following me? So get away. If you want my advice on this, nobody takes my advice, but I'm going to give it. Don't take my advice, by the way. Never take it. Never put it into practice. That's the official disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only. Don't be shy about asking the Westerners for money. And I'll tell you why. Because here's my viewpoint. This is the viewpoint that I have, right? $10, I know the $10 or the $5 that I contribute to you and your channel when you ask me to send it. Now here's what's going to happen. I'm going to get a million requests for $5, right? This is what's going to happen. I knew if I opened this door, I would be sorry. So I'm laughing at myself now. But what you do is you post that and there you live stream it and say, somebody in the West who's making even a little bit of salary knows that $5 is not going to change their life at all. That all they have to do is not buy the Starbucks cup of coffee that day, and they will be able to send you that $5. Well, you get 50 or 100 people think in that direction. And that's the way most people, I think, in the West think. And you can pry the $5 out of their pocket, and you can consistently do it every single month. And so, and how do I know this? Because I do it for certain people. That's how I know that it works. Let's see, pizza money is $20 here in the USA. And so all you'd have to do is to forego one pizza per month, and then you could help 4 people with $5 a piece. That's how it should be done. And that's how you generate one revenue stream. And then you keep the YouTube ad thing going. By the way, not mean to brag, this is just fact. So I've had three sponsorship collaboration requests from very, very well-known sites. And I have no idea how this works, right? And they're verifiable. I verified they actually were who they were. No, I didn't do like Mark did in the I didn't do like Mark did in the Philippines, where he gave him his access to his channel and the whole channel disappeared. All right, go ahead, send us your access, your password, so we can go in there. We could plant our ads. No, not like that. Let's see, Dan, I just sent my girlfriend in the Philippines 800 America. Oh, that's gonna go a very, very long way in changing her disposition. So congratulations to you. So you do it if you can. Western Union, yeah. There's no more of a reliable way of doing it than Western Union. I agree with that. And so I'm surprised because I'm not a monetized channel, but they sent very nice letter. Especially the last one I got, which was yesterday from Christian Filipina. I'm going to give them a free plug because they wrote such a nice letter. And Tim K, who used to be set up with them for sponsorship, had said that they have an excellent team over there at Christian Filipina. But it would be the wrong fit for me, and Mam Mini. But yeah, they threw out the offer, and I don't know how the whole thing works. I mean, I don't know how. They told me how much they'd be willing to give me per month, and how much commission we would get on everybody that subscribed and paid for the services at Christian Filipina. So I'm flattered, I'm flattered, Ivy, over at Christian Filipina. I'm flattered that you considered our channel. I'm flattered, and I'm also honored, but I'm going to take a pass on it because I just don't think we're a good fit. Dan, corrupt, morally corrupt, and a sinner. Minnie, who's the polar opposite of that, a good practicing Christian, and they told me how they like the whole persona, You know, they like the whole American Filipina setup and all that stuff. I really, really thought about it for a couple of seconds, you know, but I decided to take a pass on it. But I don't even know how it works. How can you take a channel who's not even monetized and then start advertising on them? Okay, I admit I'm getting 60,000 views per month. 60,000 is not bad. You know, mostly it's because of the short videos. But so I'm flattered, Christian Filipina. If you'd like, go in there and sign up. I agree with Tim K. They've got an excellent, excellent team. The letter that they wrote and the presentation was excellent. It was inspiring. And it also proved that they actually watch the channel. And so because and I think they deliberately do that. I think they deliberately go in there and they have folks, their account reps, and they're responsible for making sure before you go in there and you try and develop a collaboration, go in there and truly view the channel to see if they're the right fit. And so that's the story on that one. And then the other ones you also know about. I don't want to those other products, those other two, I don't want to discuss because again, they're not my cup of tea, but they're also a little bit on the they're different. They're different sponsorships, right? They're different types of sponsorships. Oh, thank you, Edward. I appreciate it. So anyway, I don't believe in organic growth, by the way. I'm not one of those guys. I'll do anything that I can, scratch, pull hair. I'll do everything I can in order to get to the top. All right. So Christian Filipino, thank you. I was flattered by that. I mean, they're big time. You know, they're big time. And these other guys were players, but they're very uninspiring. You know, the way that they did their presentations was not very appealing to me whatsoever. As a matter of fact, it reminded me a lot of my emoji right here. It's just a big pile. It's just a big pile. So anyway, onward and upward. Let's talk about some more about what Google themselves has to say about their future. Dan, if I win a pass to Des, it's JJ's first birthday tomorrow. Yeah, I saw that. Happy birthday to JJ. All right, so let's see. We're going to go and pull up this article. You know how I keep everything in my phone? We're going to see what... Okay, YouTube predicts. Now, these are YouTube's own predictions. What are going to happen? What will go viral in 2023? And I think they're right on the money. And so this is the reason why I wanted to. Oh yeah, Dan, don't forget beg. It works. Yes, he's right about that. But see, Filipinos and Americans, they're very shy people at times. You just have to put it out there that you need the money. That's all. Tell them what it's all about. You know, do not deceive. Don't try and deceive. You know, just tell the truth. You know, I'm having a hard time coming up with the rent money this month, and if someone could kick me down a 40, that would be nice. You just say whatever it is, and people, oftentimes I'll share whatever it is that I have. You know, I'll share what I could afford to give, but you have to keep in mind that a lot of people come to me for help. And so while a lot of people come to me for help, I'm not able to help everybody, and not to the degree for which they're making the request. And so that's what you have to keep in mind, you know. So I mean, I think things through very, very carefully even if it's just a little bit of money, 250 pesos or 100 pesos or 200, I give it an awful lot of thought before because I do have a humanitarian fund. You know, it's a humanitarian fund that I've had for 30 years, maybe even longer, 40 years, you know, and it's not the amount of money that's in the fund. It is the fact that I have the fun that's the blessing. So keep that in the back of your mind when you receive money from Dan. Let's talk about the predictions. I think they're interesting. It might send one or two of you screaming. You know, it might send you away from YouTube when I tell you what they're predicting. All right. The facts. This is YouTube's own article. Okay, I'm just going to read it. From the resurgence of travel content to the continued growth of YouTube Shorts, the hosts share their insights on what creators and viewers can expect to see in the coming year. Whether you're a content creator looking for inspiration or a viewer simply curious about what's coming up on your channel, this has you covered. AI generated content is number one. Daisy Lynn is here. Thanks for sharing it out. LV, 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 LV. Let's see. Toward the end of 2022, there was an increase in YouTube videos about AI generated content, particularly those focused on image generation software that uses AI to create the image based on the few descriptive words. So you go into, I've played around with it a little bit. I like it. You go into Chat GPT, and you ask it to create a script, and you give it a general idea, right? Or you can give it a specific idea of what you're looking for. And it will actually generate a script for your YouTube channel, for which you can later go into another site and match it with copyright-free videos and pictures. And I'm not sure. I think I'm going to do an example of that, but it'll be more like Dan Goes AI. And then I'm just going to have fun with it. You know, I'm just going to have fun with it. I've already been playing around with it, and it cracks me up. You guys will laugh because you know me, and then you'll watch the video, and then you'll just laugh. You'll just think the whole thing is hilarious. So YouTube predicts that in 2023, more creators will experiment with AI-generated content and begin to address the ethical implications of this technology, because it does have ethical dilemmas. You know, in other words, when they say create, it's mostly, you know, what creation and being a creator generally means that, listen, I really don't like the whole creator word, you know, because it makes you godlike. You know, I am the creator of all things that have been and all things that will be, you know, that sort of thing. But really what they're saying is you're responsible for creating, using your creative talent and then applying it to this venue, this social network platform of YouTube and Facebook or TikTok, whatever it may be. So the most creative ideas actually, it's the cream that rises to the top, and that's why I'm on the bottom, right? Sour milk. So where do I get this stuff? I do this, folks. I do this on the fly, you know. So it does have ethical dilemmas. So if you're having someone else, if you have Chat GPT create the script for you, well, then you say Chat GPT, come up with a script for the Philippines where I will become the #1, the most viewed channel for that day, and then Chat GPT, you know, comes up with a script, you know, about girls wearing string bikinis on Boracay, for example. And then you go into the next program and you say, give me videos and pictures that go along with the string bikini theme. And then all these other pictures come up and video. Let's see. You could do Dan Goes Commando in your underwear. Yeah, that's true. Hasn't that been already done though, Edward D. Beck? Can't be only worse than the statue of Trump naked. You know, I could see where Trump could end up making at least $10 million to help pay his legal bills on a statue of Trump naked. I I would be able to figure out how to monetize that. You don't have to have the Trump name attached to you in order to figure out how you can make $1 million off of that. Any man naked would not be good for me. Yeah, you would you'd have to escape. Yeah. Trump. He wants Trump to be his middle name. Yeah, Mike Trump. All right. Additionally, there's a recent trend. Oh yeah, we already said that. There was a recent trend of creators making videos about Chat GPT, which are getting hella views because everybody wants to know how to do it. Because everybody thinks that you can just sit at home in front of your computer. You don't have to go out and expend any expenses, and you could come up with an award-winning video. And does Dan think that's possible? Well, quite frankly, yes. Chat GPT is known for its ability to generate human-like text and hold conversations with people. You see, I go in there all the time and talk to myself. I can have hours-long conversations with myself when going into Chat GPT. So it makes it a popular topic for creators interested in the intersection of technology and human interaction. So you have to do more. I think they're right here. They're giving you an idea. You have to do more than just script it and then show pictures that are already online and videos that you can partake in. You actually have to have some human element. But if you go into certain YouTube channels, we've all seen it. I don't think any of us have done this yet, quite frankly, but you go into other channels and they're getting very, very sophisticated how they're integrating their own image in there, and then their own opinions are intertwined in the script. And so they're using a combination of AI and integrating themselves into the story. And I think that's more of the winning formula. Thank you, 18 million people in the house, for being here. I truly appreciate you giving of your time. With the increasing prevalence of AI in people's lives, it's no surprise that Chat GPT and other similar technologies are generating so much interest among YouTubers. I said young YouTubers, and I think that was what do they call that? Freudian slip. Is because a young person is going to be they're going to be able to adapt a little bit easier than us old folks. Tim is saying I would have a naked something in there. I missed it. I'm not going back. YouTube predicts we'll start to see the rise of creators who have learned from Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast, as you know, he spends a lot of money. Of course, he makes a lot of money making these interesting videos. And so the only critique that I have is going the opposite direction. Through my observation, people are trying to see how do I make more money without having to spend money, in order to make it happen. In other words, the least amount of money spent on things like video editing and fancy gimmicks to catch people's attention is better, right? In my opinion. Mr. Beast, the most followed YouTube creator, is known for his philanthropic content, as well as others, like the Syrian guy, right, that I see walking around Manila once in a while, the tall guy. What do they call him? The Syrian something, right? He can't even walk in public because people just swarm him, wanting money from him and autographs and things like that. And he's very good about he accommodates them, is what I'm saying. Even in public, he accommodates them. He listens to them, listens to their story, and then if he can help, he generally does. So he often collaborates with other creators. They're talking about Mr. Beast and celebrities on his videos, which can involve large amounts of money, expense, prizes, and complex logistics. The hungry Syrian warrior, wanderer. Thank you, Crystals. I appreciate that. Everybody knows who he is. The hungry Syrian warrior. Yeah, does the good good deeds, of quite the humanitarian. There's been a shift towards content YouTube that focuses on getting by with minimal resources. I just said that. See what a genius I am? Rather than videos with large budgets. So you're going to go for the most bang for your buck. And so you scale it. And so, for example, the short video, Minnie and I knew that if we whipped out, we got the miniature froggy. We knew right off from the get-go we were guaranteed 2,000 views. Well, that cost us no money and no time. It took 5 minutes to tape that video, and maybe another 5 minutes to edit it and then post it online, and it got 2K views. And it drove my subscriber numbers, my subscriber members up. I think we're close to hitting 3K now. The shift is evident in the trend of creators attempting to make interesting content with limited resources rather than competing for large prizes like $1 million. Wow. Somebody's giving away $1 million? Who would that be? It's not Dan. A popular example from the past year was a video of a creator attempting to live off just a penny a day. No, Dan isn't going to do that. But I might try. Man, Minnie and I, we have been discussing this. You guys can chime in, leave comments about this. We're thinking about doing one where we make an attempt to live off of $10 per day. That's 2 for 10. A twofer. Can 2 people live on $10 per day in the Philippines? Now, if you're Filipino, that's, of course, because you're already living on $10 a day. Can a Westerner live in the Philippines on $10 a day? That's the question. We did yesterday, if you don't count the turmeric. Because yesterday, Minnie and I, we only ate one meal out. And that one meal was soup. It was soup where they actually gave us a deal on the soup because it was the tail end of the broth. And so it had been fished out for meat. It had been fished out for vegetables. And so I went up there and I said, hey, I'm just really interested in the broth. And she said, oh, well, I have a deal for you. I have a deal for you, 50 pesos for this bowl of soup. And you'll have all the broth. In fact, you can come back and you can get seconds. See, that's what I'm talking about. That there is Filipino hospitality. And that was over there at the Ayala block. Right. So, Dan, you can just lick your food and save it for one or a couple of days. That's true. I was just explaining. I just did that, right? That's excellent, Crystals. That's exactly how you do it. You just lick it. So they're finding ways to do it. According to host Matt Pat, a popular trend on YouTube in 2023 will be a resurgence of hotel and travel content as people feel more comfortable traveling again. Nah! Folks, Dan does not believe that that's going to be a trend for 2023, right? So for this one, nice try, but it ain't going to happen, right? People aren't all of a sudden going to start traveling. They haven't. They haven't started traveling. There was a surge in travel from the pent up, global calamity thing. Everybody got trapped in their houses, but it was too little, too late, and will not continue for the remainder of 2023, nor will it be a thing in 2024. Elvie Rose saying, can't do that as soon as I see food. It's no more. It's no more immediately. Got $1 million. What would you do? What would you do stuff in the big four? Crystal, Sissy Anna Ray, Savage Young Ganan. Oh, I can't read that. I don't want to mess up the words. I don't want to mess up the pronunciation of the words. People will likely turn to YouTube for inspiration and ideas. I just gave you one. Folks, I just gave you, if you're Filipino, I just gave you the way to make one income stream, right? You have to have many, as Crystal knows, because she has many income streams. But one of them would be begging for money on your channel. Yeah, before we start, this is how you start every single live. Before we get started, I need a little bit of cash. Can you help me out? And then you post your links up there. Who does that? I haven't seen any of you do that. Just say it. Say it, because that's part of American culture. We like to be hit straight with the truth up front, and don't squeeze it out by saying, yeah, I got to buy all these books for my kid. It's going to be daunting. I only have 20 pesos left to my name. That's not how you do it. How you do it, if you want Western money, is you ask for the Western money. Cash is king. I could use a few dollars in my wallet right now. Can you help me out? And so I will sacrifice 1 cup of Joe for you. That's how it works. And so Princess Sarah, Anime, all of you in there that need, Anime is rich. She doesn't need this money. But Mildred, she carries herself as though she has a few dollars. Anime, I do apologize for saying that. Please don't go away. I really appreciate you so much more than you'll ever know. For more than a year, YouTube's trends, you can listen to the podcast below Year's Top videos. Yeah, I watched Year's Top's videos, and it was okay. It was interesting. And so things are going to change. Things are going to change. It's been said, and people have sent me emails. I don't mind sharing all this stuff with you. I'm transparent to a certain degree, but you're not going to know my entire life. I'm not going to tell you how much money I have in the bank or anything like that. But I will tell you that the Anime is laughing at me. Please support Mike travel to the Philippines. Not you, Mike. We're talking about. That's the idea, Mike. Mike's cracking me up. That is the general idea, but it's the Filipinos that do that. Filipinos and Filipinas that do that. Tim, I've never had so much money that I could not use more. Yeah, and that's true. That's true for me also. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's true for me also. I could always use more cash. Who can't? Why lie about that? Send me money. But I'm kind of like Mike. Defer to one of these fine people that are in the chat. Let's see. Chris said, noted, Sir Dan. I will go straight forward. That it's the forward approach. See, in the Philippines, they do it a different way, right? They do it the way that you see it a lot of times on YouTube. Elvia saying, Sir Michael will give you 50 pesos for my winning prize from Sir Dan last night. You still have 50 pesos left over, Elvia? I'm very impressed. You saved 50 pesos? Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm proud of you. LV. Anyway, yeah, LV's live was very, very interesting the other day. Anyway, let me set that aside. Let me set that aside. I don't want to embarrass LV. It was a little bit spicy. It got a little bit spicy. It got a little bit heated in there. Yeah. Ronaldin Fuentes. My cousins are Fuentes. So, no, listen, this is the way Filipinos do it, and you have to read between the lines. But a better way of doing it is just deliver the message. You just say, "Hey, can you kick me down a couple?" And then most likely people will send you money. So that's one income stream, right? And then the other talents. So there was a guy talking about the U.S. economy, for example. It kind of reminds me a little bit of this. And he was saying that he was talking about how people are working 2 or 3 jobs in the USA and still can't make ends meet. And I think that is a lot of that, what he's saying is true for a lot of people. But you have to scale your life, no matter whether you're in the Philippines or you're in America. You have to scale it so that you can enjoy hassle-free living. And there are ways of doing it. And communal living is one way that you can do it, and it's the way that the Philippines have lived their lives for decades, I should say. So for decades in the Philippines and most parts of the world, by the way, you have 3 and 4 generations living under one roof. So if it's not your family, it's your friends, right? So long as they pay the rent on time. And so you have to scale it that way, because you're helping them out by creating a hassle-free living environment for them, right? And I'm a firm believer in this. I have done it. I have done it. Man, Minnie and I, when we lived in Sacramento, we were not living by ourselves. We had bought a house to me, when I looked at it, I said, oh, this was a prior rooming house. Perfect for us. And then I proceeded to buy it and then build an apartment in the back for Minnie and I to live in. The rest of the house, we had common areas for our guests. You see, and that is how I created one of my income streams. And so you just follow that same formula for success. In other words, and you have to fit a need. Right. And the need always will be in the Philippines. It always will be in America. For young people, they have a need for housing. You create an environment for which they're able to afford a place to live. Right. And you make it the least intrusive and as welcoming and non-threatening environment as you possibly can. And you leave ego the hell out of it. Right. You leave ego out of it. Right. Let's see. I think I want to give you one example. So I felt really badly when one of my roomies, we'll call them roomies, right? Because they were equal to me, really. They were helping to change my life forever, and I was assisting them with changing theirs forever. And they needed housing, and I had a space for them. They really appreciated it. But one day they come out to their car, and half the stuff their car had been broken into, and some very, very valuable stuff had been taken. And so, but thankfully that was covered by insurance, because I kind of made sure that folks that hung around that particular neighborhood, which is a challenging transitional neighborhood. Transition is really a nice way to put it. Had insurance to cover everything in case the house got broken into, the car got broken in. So this person took my advice, and they had the insurance. So, but it had a deductible. The deductible was something like, it wasn't very much. It was like $250 American. I mean, in American terms, it would have been not so much money. In Filipino terms, it would have been a lot of money. But the whole thing was, you beg, but you don't say, hey, you can beg, and that will be well received. But you can also say, Ed, you could say, hey, can you kick me down a little bit of funds? I'm a little bit short on rent money this month, and that'll work also. And then you announce it to everybody. You could put it on Facebook if they allow it. You could put it on YouTube. You could put it wherever people visit and are subscribers to your mission. And you'll be surprised how many people will send you money. But anyway, the whole thing is, I said to him, this is a setback for you. And I asked him what his deductible was, and he said $250. I said, so $250, I'm going to take responsibility for that, so that you don't have to come up with the money for the loss, because you're going to have the struggle of dealing with the insurance company. And I feel badly that this has happened. And I'll beef up security by putting a couple of extra cameras out here, and to make sure that we try and deter it to the best of our ability. He was so happy. I saw the tears coming from his eyes. Folks, it's a simple thing like that. We're all human beings. We're all fighting the same battle. That's the way that I look at life. I hope that most of you in here, I think we're like-minded people, are thinking the same way. That's just part of being a human being. And so no one's going to fault you or critique you or call you a beggar, even if you are begging. And even if they do, you just let it go like this. You just don't pay any ever mind. If they're in a better social condition than you are, a better financial condition than you are, then all the power to them. I don't mean any harm to them either. As a matter of fact, I honor them and respect them for being able to accomplish what they've been able to accomplish. That's how I view the world. And so you don't be shy about it, right? You just don't be shy about it. You just let people know that you've hit upon some hard times, that you have hit that thing in the road, whatever they call it. I just call it a hump, a speed bump. You need a little bit of help. That's how you do it. All right. By the way, my intention is not to criticize anyone in here who have posted things on Facebook recently that is, trying to tell people something, Yeah, Mike is a piece of work. I agree. So anyway, Facebook is also going to be changing, but we need to save that for another episode. Right? I mean, YouTube, it's a strange beast, but concentrate on it allowing you to let people know that you're alive in the world. That's the best thing. That's the best use of YouTube. And forget about the rest of it. Forget about the using it for thinking that you're going to become the next YouTube superstar. Some of you will become a YouTube superstar. But the point is that look at Tim K, who was the next YouTube superstar, and all of a sudden his YouTube channel is collapsing, admittedly so, right in front of his very eyes. So why? It's because it is. That's all. I don't know. Some of my ideas might have been explained here today. But people they're just tired maybe of Tim K. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is. I'm not tired of Tim K. I like the man, even though he's a little bit too right of center for me. I still like the guy, right? I mean, it's because he speaks the truth and he sees life a little bit the way that I do it. He went out there and explained that it takes $100,000 a year in order to make it in California. I said, Tim, you're missing a few digits after that 100K, bro. I just came from there. You're looking at the 100K plus guy. You're looking at the guy who's made that money. And I could tell you that, you might be able to do it on 140. And so, Tim, I love you, bro, but you're close. You're very, very close. And close is good enough for me, but you're off by a couple of $1,000, by a couple of tens of thousands of dollars. All right, you need to be making more money than that in order to have a decent lifestyle in the States. You would have had to do some pretty good planning, in order to be in that position right now. And what I mean is, a house maybe that your parents kicked down to you and you're second generation to live in that home, or a house that you bought in 2003 that you're still living in, where you didn't go to the bank and drop off your keys. Yeah. Tim K. Yeah, a lot of people will see Tim K that way, and I understand it. Yeah. Not worth the time. Yeah. He's very, very conservative, but I listen to both. I take the time to listen to both the conservative and the people that are the far right and the far left. I absolutely adore. And so I'm a Tim K fan. I get loads of perspective when I see what's going on the far right and the way they're thinking and what's going on in the far left and the way they're thinking, and then that's how I come to where I'm at. I would say that I'm closer to the center, but I'm tiny bit. I'm way more than a tiny bit left of center. But in order to get that perspective, I learned from people like Tim Kaye, and then and the guys that are the most liberal. So because I just think that it makes me a better human being that way. If I'm able to, and of course I agree with some of the stuff that he's saying. That's the marvelous thing that comes out of it. Without watching him, I would never learn. I would never know his take on things. So anyway, those are changes that I think are coming to YouTube. I agree with some of these creators. I think that people will be doing more with less. But here in the Philippines, it's going to be a game changer, because I've said you've got to lock in this strategy before the economy hits bottom. It is coming our way. Will it be as bad as it's happening in the United States? I don't think so. And the reason is because Southeast Asia, and especially the Philippines, always have been protected. They've always had a certain amount of economic protection, right? Because countries are pouring money in here to develop the new industries that are emerging. And so that's why, and there's a lot, and also it's because remittance is still a very, very large percentage of the Philippine economy. And so as long as you're getting that fresh money coming into the Philippines, you're going to have a certain amount of, barrier between, what's going on in the rest of the world and the bottom. And if you look at the history of Southeast Asia, you'll see this has always been true, that while the rest of the world was suffering, the Philippines, they avoided the worst of the worst. And I think that we're going to see that again. And plus, the Philippines isn't out there borrowing money until they can't see. They're not out there borrowing. And so that's one thing that's really, really good about the Philippines. So you're going to see, will jobs continue to develop here in the Philippines? I think they will. But if you want a hassle-free existence and you're in the Philippines, I'm just sending you the message. You have to develop 3 or 4, 7 or 10 different income streams. And it's the little by little that gets you to your goal, step by step, little by little. And they're doing it in the United States. And I think that's the bottom line in my discussion is they're actually, what's going on in the United States through observation purely. I have no facts to back it up. But when this economist had said that, people are working 3 or 4 jobs in order to maintain their existence, he's telling the truth. But the way that I see a successful U.S. economy for the millennials in particular and the next generation are, don't spend all of your time working. Your leisure time is more valuable, but you still need income to live. So you structure your life around that, right? And does that mean being homeless? And I say no. No, it means being smarter than the average bear, though. Being a little bit more observant and be more accepting to change than the average bear. And so that means accept multi-generational living as a foundation for change. And then don't give everybody 8 hours a day of your time. And this is very, very important. This is very, very important. But don't listen to anything that Dan says. He's got a YouTube channel with a very, very small following, right? And so don't listen to anything that I'm having to say. But I see this. Don't give anybody more time than they deserve of you, right? And definitely don't give them any more of the time than you're willing to give. Make money in your leisure time doing the things you like, and there's no work. Edward D. Beck. So here's what I see a lot of successful millennials and younger doing, and I'm just sharing it with you. And that is this. You go to, since the United States is becoming a service-oriented economy, and only service-oriented, your jobs, millennials, are going to be working in Walmart, Costco, McDonald's, KFC. Those are your jobs. And so if you have to go in there and you have to live at making that $18 to $20 per hour, then you go in there and you do this, right? You go in there with the idea, you map out on a piece of paper before you go in there. You say, hey, how many hours a day am I willing to give the fast food, right? And you have to have all your ducks in a row. What time do I get up in the morning? My own time, I mean. So you're not working to the employer, you're working for you. And so let's say that you're a guy like me, and you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning every morning, no matter what. Your first 4 hours of the day, after you get up and get ready to go to work, should be working for Denny's, right? You're going to go into Denny's and you're going to say, I'm available for the early morning breakfast rush. So that would be 6 to 10. I can give you 4 hours of my time from 6 to 10 for the morning breakfast run. And they go, yes, we need you because that's the shift that nobody else wants to work. And so you go in there and you start working, right? You start working for this money. And then after that, when 4 hours is done, you go home. So you've given 4 hours of your time and you've helped your employer out when they needed you the most. So what that means is they endear themselves to you. They say, man, that Dan is a good guy. He comes in here, he's never late. He gives me the best 4 hours of his life, and then he goes home. I really like that guy. And he fits within my budget constraints, which means that I can't afford to hire an 8-hour shift guy, but I can give my all for a 4-hour per day guy. And so I pay him a little bit more money because I know he's making a sacrifice for me. And then you go home. And then guess what? 2 hours later, when McDonald's needs you for the 2-hour lunch run from 12 to 2, you go in and you work there and you give McDonald's 2 hours of your time. And McDonald's goes, man, that Dan is a really, really good guy because he only works 2 hours a day and he fits within my budget constraints. I'm going to give him a little bit extra money for doing that for me. Very, very few people want to work only 2 hours per day. But Dan, he comes in here and he gives 2 hours of his best. And then you go, right? Then you go. So now you have 6 hours of an 8-hour day covered. You had 6 to 10. You took a 2-hour break, which gave you plenty of time to get from your job at Denny's across town to your job at McDonald's, right? Are you following how I'm going with this? And you're happy. You have a smile on your face. You rent a room and you you're not living in your parents' bases. You rent a room in a friend's house because you really don't like living with your parents. They give you a whole bunch of grief. And your friend is charging you $500 a month and they're happy. And you got your rent on time every single first of the month. And the reason why you do is because you're not stressed because you got 2 jobs that covers that rent. And then if you want, you roll the dice and you do it again, right? You go for the dinner rush at Chili's and they love you too because now you're going to do the dinner run, right? Which generally 4 to 8. And there you're getting the hell out of there and going home. And they love you because they can't afford to pay a full-time person, right? Well, yeah, crossing guard is a good example. That's a very good example. And that one time I did a seminar on this, and that was an example that I used. This time we were talking about retirees that needed extra money, and I had a list of jobs that they could do, where they would appreciate it and they would enjoy doing it. Dan, I'll have a smile on my face when I tell my employer that I retire. Yeah, we all do. We all do. I told you my story, I think, about how that happened. You know, they didn't exactly beg me not to leave, but they did say, you know, you could work until 80 if you want to. And I knew that. They used to drive a pickup truck picking scrap metal. Yes, and that was brute. So Edward is reminding me of the syndicated columnist who passed away not that long ago. And he said, I could show a person how to make 50K a year with a pickup truck, right? And some old motivation. I could show anybody how to do it. That's what he said. Right? His name was Bruce something. He was a syndicated columnist, and then he had a syndicated radio show for a while. And he talked about this. He says, don't tell me that you can't get out there and make money. You can. Every Filipino knows this. You see? And so this is why it fits into your... So I'm giving you an example of the way the millennials are doing it in the States. That is becoming more common than not, because they just really, at any time of the day, right? If something goes sideways and you get some boss that doesn't respect you and you're working that 4-hour shift, you just go up to them and say, you know what? You stuff it. I ain't working here no more. And you take that apron off at Chili's and you throw it right in their face and say, go F yourself. And you go the hell walking out the door, and you have only given up a 4 hours of your financial life and your time. And you know, because of the service-oriented economy and how difficult it is for them to find people to work 4-hour shifts in service-oriented jobs, you go across the street, put the apron on over at TGIF, and then you flip your former employer the bird from across the street, right? And you probably are going to get a raise, right? Because they already know your work. They already know you. They said, man, that dude gives his all when he comes to work. I wish I could get that dude to come to work for me. And that's how it's done in the States. That's the new economy for the United States, whether you see it that way or not. You're going to have 3 types of employers. You're going to have people that hire for service-oriented jobs. But number 1 is going to be government. Government will continue to expand as it will here in the Philippines also. And so it's either going to be a government job, it's going to be a service-oriented job, or it's going to be a professional in the healthcare facilities. And IT and all that stuff is going to go away because it's going to be all managed push button. Yes. And don't worry about the robotics, because there always is going to be somebody who won't invest the money in those robotics. Yeah, you can say, take this job and shove it. So you're sending your whole life up to operate like this. And then in your off hours, you're working your phone. In the off hours, you're working the social media, and you're developing other streams of income. You know, everybody always has some talent that they could offer up, you know, that people would be interested in. No, I'm not talking about becoming a cam girl. No, I'm not talking about that. That has happened. By the way, sex does not sell anymore in the USA. I don't know if you guys know that or not. Because one thing that happened during this economic downturn is everybody started doing the same thing. You know, they started offering up their body for money, and that has been played out. When everybody does it, then there's no more demand. I mean, it's a supply and demand. It's capitalism. When everybody's doing it, it drives the price of goods and services down. It used to take. Oh, I missed your comment. Sorry, Larry. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if I can grab it here. He says, I used to take that above ground swimming pool. I would take the pools out of somebody's yard in less than 4 hours. I know, because people don't know how to do it. People know how to do it. Edward, we have a lot in common. I learned how to do that. I learned how to do it. And I was amazed at how easy it is to do, you know? right? So I have this guy, right? I have this guy. So my tree fell into the neighbor's pool, right? And it destroyed the lining. And so I had to go down to the pool supply and buy a whole new lining for the neighbor. And then I'm sitting there and said, well, what the hell? I don't know how to install this. So check this out. A guy comes up to me and he says, I'll do it for $800. So I say, really? I said, yeah, I'll do the whole thing for $800. So I said, okay, well, I've got no choice because I gotta pay for the dude's pool, right? So he comes over, and when I saw him do it, and the whole time I'm watching him do it, I just have this great big smile on my face because I learned how to do it, right? And so I wasn't miffed about having to pay the guy the $800 for doing the pool. I was thrilled that I was paying it because it was only costing me $800 for doing this for getting trained how to do the pools. And then after that, I went into the pool installing business, right, for above ground pools. See? And so I was smiling because I know an opportunity when I see it, and that's the kind of mentality that you need to develop in order to survive this economy. All right, we're all done with that. Let's pull a winning number. Let's get Man Mini over here. Hang on, Man Mini. Let me bring up my phone. Let me bring up my list. There are lists, and then there's lists. Which one are you on? Oh my gosh. I should not be allowed on TV. That's for sure. No, I should not. All right. I have a list up. I have my divots. All right, Man Mini, come say hello. Okay, come say hello. Here you go. There's Man Mini.
Hi, everybody. Good
Hi,
morning.
everybody. All right. Just to let you know, Mike, Man Mini is wearing her boy shorts today. We're gonna be walking around town, and I catch the boys every time staring at her ass. I just stand there going, look like. I will catch them. I'll be standing there, right? And they'll be staring at Man Mini as she's walking around. I'll be like this, looking at them. I'll be looking at them for 30 or 40 seconds before they realize that I'm staring at them. Man Mini.
That's advertisement.
Yeah, she's oblivious to the whole thing. Most of the time, she just is like, huh? What? What's going on here? That dude, he was hitting you with X-ray vision. It's funny. It's funny. I'm amused by the whole
Hi,
thing.
enemy.
All right. Hey,
Sir,
but I'll tell you what,
Lord.
right? It's the expats that bug me the most. So we'll be walking around Ayala or Central Block Mall, and all of a sudden I'll see an expat's radar moving in on my woman, right? All of a sudden he's moving in, and I'll just walk up to Man Mini real fast, and I'll be, are you having a good day, honey? And then he'll see that, he'll turn around and walk the other direction. It's hilarious, folks. It's hilarious. Oh, wait. We didn't stuff the pig, though. Wait a minute. I'm out of order. Let's stuff the surrogate pig from the DIY. Listen, here you go. Here's Piggy. Proof. I'm putting money in there. It's not making the kind of noise that I'm hoping for.
Don't forget to write it down.
Yeah, don't forget to write it down. Crystals and Anime and some of the others that are here all the time that are keeping track. All right, wait. I have another bill here to put in here. I know some of you have sent me ugly comments saying, oh, Dan, you know that we know what you're doing. You're going there afterwards and taking your money out. No, I'm not. The money's in there for the long haul.
It's for you guys.
It's for you guys, and whoever wins, whoever guesses it, the last week of November is going to get this Christmas surprise, whatever's in there. Who guesses the closest to what actually is in there when we combine the piggies, the surrogate piggy and the other one at the other house, and we're going to count it up in advance. So there you go. That takes care of that part of it. And now let's get on with it. 200 peso drawing.
I'll tell you later. Almost inside.
She'll tell you later, she said. All right. Man Mini has pulled out a number. And the number is number 77. Number 77.
That's
Your
lucky
chance
number.
to win. Number 77 is, I don't know who that is. So who's number 77, Man Mini? Number 77, going once. First call out for number 77. Number 77 is Mindorino Yankunya NG. Is that one of your ninja accounts? Going twice. Number 77, Mindorena Renya. Mindorena.
Kanyang.
Going 3 times. Nothing so far. Number 77, Mindorena. Going 4 times. Final call out for number 77, Mindorena Angakekunya NG. Something like that. Number 77.
Is that connecting over here? That
Final call. This one right here, Mindora.
Is that connecting NG?
Yeah, all this connect. Do you know how to say it?
Mindo.
All right, they're not here.
Yeah, I didn't see.
Man Mini, we'll pick another one. Man Mini. Exciting. Very exciting. Okay, next one up. Number 105. Number 105. First call out. Number 105, first call out. Tim Deziak, number 105. Tim Deziak has never won anything in his entire life.
He's there?
Yeah, Tim Deziak.
Oh, that's for you, Sir Tim.
Second call out for Tim Deziak. Must say present to win. Put present in the chat, Tim. Tim Deziak. Are you here? Tim Deziak.
Yeah, he's
Third call out. Must say present in the chat. Oh, I'm way behind in the chat. I see what's going on here. I apologize, everybody, for falling behind. I really do.
Thinking about that.
Tim Deziak, roll it over. Tim says roll it over. So we're gonna roll it over and draw again. Present. Okay. Tim said roll it over, and so we're gonna do that. Tim's request. This election is rigged. Next one. Okay, next winner chicken dinner.
Whoa,
is number
higher numbers.
108. First call out for number 108. Trickster Castro. I don't think I saw Trickster, but I saw Daisy Lynn. Trickster Castro. First call out. Number 108. Trickster Castro. Second call out. Number 108. Filipina Raquel is here.
Hi, Raquel.
Trickster Castro. Number 108. That was the third shout out. I'm losing track. Fourth shout out. Trickster Castro. Trickster is probably working. He's in the construction business. I doubt that he has his phone. If he has his phone on, he is probably listening to his wife's live stream. Yeah, she is live same time as you today. That's what I thought. Final fifth shout out for Trickster Castro. Okay, well.
It's not there.
It's a tough day for giving away money.
The husband of Daisy?
That's Daisy Lynn's husband. He's probably he's probably doing construction stuff right now, working.
Oh, this one.
Wow. Okay, next one. Number 104. Number 104, I think, is here. I just saw number 104. Oh, no, that's the Voyager family. First shout out for the Voyager family. Must be present to win. 104. The Voyager family. Must be present to win. 104. The Voyager family. Third shout out. Thank you, Edward D. Beck. 104. Fourth shout out. Must be present to win. Hey, look who's here. Melanie here. Melanie, shouldn't you be birthing a baby about now? 104. Final call for the Voyager family. Must be present to win. We got nothing. No Voyager family. All right. Wow, we've pulled 4 or 5 so far. No luck. All right, here we go again. Mamini. All right. We got. All right, I don't know who this is. It's a solid number, though. Number 3. It's number 3. First call out. 4. Number 3. Number 3. First call out. Second call out for number 3. You must be present to win. Number 3 is ABCM channel.
Hey.
ABCM channel, number 3. Third call out. Say present. ABCM channel. Fourth call out. Must be present to win. ABCM channel.
Right, guys.
Fifth call out. Must be present to win. Let me give 2 more seconds or 3 more seconds on this one. ABCM channel. All right, we're going to go again. She is not here. Tox is here. Beautiful Tox is in the house. All right, let's pull another one. Hi, Tox. Ma'am Mini. All right, we got a number. Number 116. First call out. John Ray. Must be present to win. Second call out. John Ray. Must be present to win. Third call out. John Ray. Must be present to win. Fourth call out. John Ray. Must be present to win. Oh, some days it's very hard to give away money. Fifth and final call out. 28 million people in the house. John Ray. Must be present to win. I don't see, but you guys will keep me honest. You'll let me know. All right, let's pull again.
Fun. Fun.
All right, next winner, potential winner, number 98. Number 98, first call out. Must be present to win. 98. Second call out. Must be present to win. Number 98. Third call out. That channel, Shaylanon vlog, must be present to win. I lost my place again. Number 98. Fourth call out. Must be present to win. Final call out for number 98. Must be present to win, but you're not. All right, man, Minnie, you do have your work cut out for you. They say I got to pay you overtime. Overtime. Here you go. Mike is saying it ain't easy. Yep, it ain't easy giving away money. It's hard work. Okay. Next one up, number 25. Number 25. 25. First call out. Number 25. Must be present to win. Second call out. Number 25. Must be present to win. Oh, that's my kid. My kid ain't going to be present to win.
What's name?
Daniel. That's Daniel.
That's Daniel?
Yeah, or it's Daniel
Where
from.
are you,
It's
Daniel?
either Daniel, my kid, or it's Daniel from Sacramento. All right, listen. I think we got to draw another one. We got to draw another one. All right, Ma'am Minnie. Wait for the camera. All right, we're gonna go again. If Daniel shows up, we'll just buy him a Starbucks. All right, 92. First call out. That's 9-2. Number 92. Where are you? First call out. Number 92. Where are you? Second call out. Who is number 92? No, it's Princess Lokers. Princess Lokers, number 92. Third call out. Must be present to win. Princess Sloker, number 92. Must be present to win. Final call out for number 92. Princess Slokers must be present to win. No luck. All right. Wow. I think this is the most that we pulled out of here. 1, 2,
10, 9.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
This is the last number.
All right. We might go through the whole thing before we find a winner. We don't know.
This is a lucky number.
All right. Lucky number.
Lucky or good
71. First call out. Lucky number 71. Must be present to win.
I will pick up for you.
Talk. Number 71. Second call out. That's Mabel Torres.
I saw her.
Is
There you
Mabel
go.
Torres in here?
Mabel.
Must be
Mabel.
present to win. She's busy getting the kids off to school. I know she ain't going to be around. She's busy.
She was there. I saw
Was she?
her.
Was she? I don't think so. She
I-
has
oh, no,
her
no, no,
kids
that's
have to go to
in,
school.
Raquel, that's
71. Mabel Torres
Oh, that's
must be present to win. Number 71. Third call out. Must be present to win.
Anong number?
I keep losing my place.
What's the number?
I keep losing my place. Number
71.
71. Mabel Torres. I think this is really the final call out. Must be present to win. I keep losing my place. I'm going to have to pay more attention. Well, we can't give money away to get today. Maybe we just pick me, says Larice. Maybe what we just need to do is just forget about it and add it to tomorrow's drawing. No? All right. We're going to go again.
I think you need 12.
Talk should win, right? We haven't picked Talks in a while for a winner, have we? Number 50 is the next one up. First call out for number 50. Must be present to win. Second call out for number 50. Must be present to win. Let's see. Do you have number 50 in here? Who's number 50? You guys, who's number 50? Lander? Lander 2?
Here,
Okay,
Lander.
third
Yeah, Lander.
call out. Number 50. Must be present to win. I don't have it in here. Fourth call out. Number 50, Lander 2. Must be present to win. Final call out. Lander 2. Must be present to win. Nope, I don't see it. Lander 2. Yeah, I don't have. Look, we have to take another picture for my phone because Landers is in here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm missing a picture. Oh, here it is. I'm in the wrong page, right? I should be down here looking. All right, let's go again. You're out of luck this time, Lander, because you're too
so
late.
How many balls already? Like 11. I think this is
Let's go.
one dozen.
We have to have a winning number here.
One more. I'll pick up double.
All right. Next one. We'll try and give away. Lucky number 13. Lucky number 13. First call out for number 13. Must be present to win. That's Beth Baltron. Second call out. Number 13. Beth Beltran. Must be present to win. Elvis and oh my God, we might be done tomorrow. That's right. Third call out. Number 13. Beth Beltran. Must be present to win. Fourth call out. Number 13. Beth Beltran. Must be present to win. Fourth and final call out. Number 13. Beth Beltran must be present to win. Ah, she's here. Beth, who sent you the text telling you that we were looking for you, rascal? So Beth, finally. How many times did we pull? 12? 12 times to pull. Okay, so now here's what I'm doing, right? I'm holding you out on this batch. And on the next live stream, we'll pull out of those that are remaining. I'm holding you out on this one. I'm just being transparent. All right, Larry, all mission has been accomplished. Everybody, thank you. I want to thank you, 30 million people in the house, for your time so much. I can't believe that you would spend any time at all watching me. But man, many here, you probably would spend all your time watching. So anyway, man, Minnie, say bye to everybody. Larry, take us out of this live stream if you're able to. We'll see everybody on the next one as soon as Larry gives us the go-ahead to leave the stream. Larry, there you go. Remember to be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe and healthy. Plus, always try to have fun. Mammy and I will see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Have a good day.
See you. Have a good rest of your day.